there are times where I honestly wonder if the American Dental Association really knows what's going on with dentists, you and I, on the front lines. And it's apparent that their actions oftentimes do not reflect it. What do I mean? Well, third-party payers, dental insurance companies, they use the CDT Code Book against us. We saw that when we battled the new Utah law, and I'm going to present my case before all of you, and hopefully you'll contact your state dental association leadership and let them know what this podcast is all about. And we begin this podcast right there.
Welcome, all of you fantastic dental podcast listeners, to the My Practice, My Business Dental Podcast Show, where we help dentists profit and thrive with excerpts from the clinical business of dentistry training here at My Practice, My Business. We'll be addressing and answering questions with current trends dentists and their teams face each and every day in their pursuit of this wonderful career we call dentistry. And now the host of our show, the clinical director and president at My Practice, My Business, Dr. Rob Thorup.
Allow me to preface this podcast at the beginning here, because many of you oftentimes will ask me, Rob, what does the ADA do for us? And I am an ADA member and a Utah Dental Association, obviously, member. And the ADA in your state, most states, I won't say all states, most state associations really do try to help, and they do a lot of good things, but also we got to hold them accountable for some of the things that they do that are absolutely ridiculous. And let me get going from there. Many years ago, Tracy and I, we began research on bundling of procedures by dental insurance companies, and we began to build the case against third-party payers with their constant tactics of preventing us from being paid fairly for the services that we provide as dentists and hygienists with their bundling and downcoding tactics. Again, years ago, Tracy came across a statement from the American Dental Association Center for Professional Success, which read, quote, "Claims bundling is a systematic combining of distinct dental procedures by third-party payers that results in a reduced benefit for the patient beneficiary. The ADA considers bundling of procedures to be potentially fraudulent." End of quote. When we were battling the dental insurance companies with the new Utah dental law, which is known as the Network Leasing, Downcoding, and Bundling Protections Law, we were able to use that quote as part of our discovery and battle against them. And in our new Utah dental law, the dental insurance companies, they can still downcode and they can still bundle, but they cannot force a dental office, a dentist, to write off legitimate completed services such as buildups, gingivectomies, crown lengthening, things like that. I mean, the list it's not long, but it's important because think about all the things they do get you to bundle. When it comes to a regular plan, they can't force us to write it off. Now, if it's a federal or URSA plan, then we are under federal dictates, which is really asinine, and that's another story. But as most of you already know, Tracy and I, we are the nerds when it comes to the ADA CDT Code Book and dental insurance contracts. We read them, we study them, we talk about them in our sleep. We discovered years ago two areas where bundling was not only found in our ADA CDT Code Book, but also we experienced several times where dental insurance plans actually used the verbiage in the book against us when we were billing our patients and trying to get us to write stuff off. You've heard me talk about this from time to time. At the heading of each category, it states, quote, "Local anesthesia is usually included with these procedures," end of quote. Now, before you say, "Oh, Rob, you've lost me there. I give that away for free." If you're giving away for free, it's because you don't understand business. Because in the state of Utah, we don't have to give it away for free anymore. Medical has never given it away for free. Chiropractics charges. For heaven's sakes, veterinary charges for anesthetic. We are so brainwashed. So get over your brainwashed business attitude and work with us here for a minute. Don't go, "Oh, he's lost me there." Oh, just shut up. Okay, so hopefully all of you remember or listen to my podcasts on this topic where a dozen of our East Coast colleagues, they threatened the ADA back in the early 2000s with a lawsuit that if the ADA allowed dental insurance companies to influence the removal of anesthetic codes from the CDT Code Book, they were going after them. Thank God for those individuals who actually held the ADA responsible for representing us dentists who actually pay dues to an organization that is supposed to represent exactly that, us dentists, right? And not the dictates or the willful wants of third-party payers, the insurance companies. So to appease the dental members, though, and the dental insurance companies who pay big dollars to the ADA for the use of the CDT codes, that statement on local anesthesia came out, the statement that I just told you about earlier. But the key word that allowed us to circumnavigate PPO plans was the word usually. Didn't mean always. They had the term usually. That's what the ADA kind of did for us. However, the large majority of dentists caved to that verbiage on the EOBs that states local anesthesia is inclusive and not billable to the patient. You see, dentists have no idea how to handle or apply their non-covered services law within their own states. And as of today, I think there's like over 42 states with non-covered services laws in place. However, many dental plans have restated verbiage in their rules that attempts to bypass those state laws. And I just read in the ADA news as of May 2021, they're engaged in lobbying efforts to pass the Dental and Optometric Care Access Act. It's like I think it's called the DOC Act, if I'm right. And I saw this in the ADA news on April 11th of 22 this year, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging. And this could affect ERISA dental plans, maybe. Okay. So it's like I've actually had people state that our Utah law doesn't apply to plans that are written out of the state of Utah. That was actually a UDA leader, and Tracy quickly corrected him on his thoughts. We actually, in our state, hopefully will be able to, Tracy and I are addressing our UDA leadership here in a few weeks to bring them up to speed on the law. And that's what I love about our state is we've got a very proactive executive, and I love it. So hopefully the DOC Access Act will have a national effect. Having said that, it's been stalled for a year in Congress. So I'm optimistic, but I'm a realist. I see this stuff stall all the time, and then nothing happens for years and years and years. So hopefully those are the kind of things that the ADA can do for us, but they're trying to get the non-covered services laws that are in all these other states in the states that don't have them. For example, Hawaii doesn't even have a non-covered services laws. And I see the state of Hawaii, our good friends in the state of Hawaii practicing dentistry. Oh my gosh, I don't know, the state of Hawaii just walks all over the insurance that's out there, Hawaii Dental Services. And there's other states just like them that their associations have allowed these entities just walk all over them. So these are things that are encouraging to me that I see the ADA doing. But the thing is can we just move a little faster? And I think we can. I don't understand why we don't. Because Tracy and I moved pretty quick with our state law here and got it passed. And we have other things that we're working on too. I can't wait to share those with you for 2023. So for those of you who don't know what ERISA plans are, ERISA, or why your office manager pulls their hair out of their head every time they have to write off balances from these types of plans, let me explain. The Employee Retirement Income Security Act of 1974, or ERISA for short, it's a federal law that sets minimum standards for most voluntarily established retirement and health plans in private industry, and it provides protection for individuals on those plans. So protection from what? Anyway, now for my definition. These plans affect our profitability. That's my definition. They affect the ability for us to, more times than not, they force us to do free dentistry on people with these plans unless you know how to circumnavigate these absolutely ridiculous plans with value-added services, which we do at My Practice, My Business. Obviously, that's what we train on. Unless you know how to do that, you're upside down on just so many procedures. So if the American Dental Association can help push that stalled legislation through and it passes and these federal dental plans, then they wouldn't be able to force you to write off non-covered dental services and nor reduce the fee from your fee-for-service fees. Because if it's a non-covered service, you can resort back to your fee-for-service fee. So in other words, if the ADA gets the DOC Access Act passed into law, it would be, I know you guys are going to pass out when I say this because I do hold the ADA accountable and our state associations accountable for crap that they do. But listen, don't pass out when I say this. If the ADA actually gets that DOC Access Act passed into law, it would be worth more than your lifetime of membership dues to the ADA and to your state association if you take PPO plans, which most practices do. You see, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. And however, not removing bundling from the ADA CDT Code Book is a mistake, and I'll call you out on that, which Tracy and I have been. It's a love-hate relationship. We love the ADA. We hate them. How many times do insurance reps say, even your, quote, this is a quote, even your own dental association doesn't support charging for local anesthesia or suturing, unquote, or whatever else they throw at our front office team members that they have to, battle and have consternation over. So I'll share the response from the American Dental Association to Tracy and I here at My Practice, My Business. And keep in mind that hundreds of our colleagues, hundreds just in the state of Utah, supported our efforts for the change in the ADA CDT Code Book. We sent in hundreds of signatures. Okay. Dated April 5th, 2022. Dear Dr. Robert Thorup. Dear Dr. Thorup, your CDT code action requests were addressed during the Code Maintenance Committee's March 2022 annual meeting. The CMC's decisions are documented in the enclosure. Accepted actions are effective January 1, 2023, and will be published in the CDT 2023. CDT code information is posted online at www.ada.org/CDT. This webpage is a portal with hyperlinks to a variety of topics, including the code sets, maintenance process, annual CMC activity, coding education, and reference documents, etc. Any action requests you wish to prepare for possible inclusion in the next CDT code version must be submitted by this November 1st. Please direct any questions you may have concerning the disposition of your action request to the CMC's Secretariat, blah, blah, blah. Sincerely, thank you for your interest in maintaining the CDT code for the benefit of the dental community. Sincerely, Dr. Kevin W. Dens, Chair, Council on Dental Benefit Programs. By the way, Dr. Dens, a pretty nice person. Talked to him a couple of times. So here was the thing that we were trying to get them to do. Okay. The statement that local anesthesia is usually considered to be part of blank procedures. And so we had to list each one. Part of restorative procedures, endodontics, periodontics, implant services, oral maxillofacial surgery. And on the oral maxillofacial surgery, the other one that we asked them was to remove includes local anesthesia, suturing if needed, and routine postoperative care. And here's what they said. We reject them all. The following action requests were rejected for inclusion in the CDT 2023 CDT Code Book. The rationale for the rejections, and I think this is really important for you to understand, this is their answer. The descriptor does not preclude reporting delivery in a patient's dental records or on a claim submission. Yes! We get that. We know that we can do that and put it in the records and submit the claims. But guess what, guys? The problem here is the insurance companies use that against us. Yes, ADA, I already know that I can submit these codes to third-party payers. Yes, I already get paid for them. I get paid for them. We do in Utah. And we do, all of our MPMB trained clients get paid for anesthetic because, again, we know how to circumnavigate the contractual agreements with the third-party payers. But however, and once again, dental insurance reps use these against dentists on the front lines of providing care, which is the large majority of us in this profession. And most front office team members are misled by these insurance reps, by dental consultants and many others, and they are unnecessarily writing off dental services that they legitimately provide. And that's the problem. Why would our own dental association even give these third-party payers any more fuel than they already have to possibly prevent us from charging fairly for the services that we provide? When we leave that verbiage in the CDT Code Book that alludes to bundling of services, because that's exactly what it's doing. It's saying that anesthetic can and should be bundled. Suturing can and should be bundled. When we leave that in the CDT Code Book, they use it against us. So why would we leave it in there at all? If bundling is potentially fraudulent, why would we leave verbiage that exemplifies that fraudulent action? Why would we leave it in the CDT Code Book? All of us should be asking these questions and emailing our state and ADA leaders for answers to their decisions. Again, I support the ADA and my state association, but I do not do it blindly, and neither should you. So my email to Dr. Dens is this: you've given the reason for the rejections, but not your reasoning to simply hit the delete button on the Word document to take away the power you are giving to third-party payers, which is explained in our CDT Code Book change request. That was my email to him. I'm still waiting for his response because he's not explaining exactly the why. Just because you can put it in the records does not protect us from third-party payers using it against us. Well, I hope all of you will take this podcast, look in the CDT Code Book, look at the beginning of each of those segments, and ask your state associations why. You've heard me talk about the direct operating costs it takes just to deliver one carpule of anesthetic. So when you guys are out there and you're thinking, oh, but we just give it away as a courtesy, or I just don't want to charge, I think it should be bundled in the procedure. As soon as you say it should be bundled in the procedure, you are giving third-party payers, i.e. dental insurance companies, the ammunition that they need to continue to force us to do free dentistry. You're falling right into their hands and you're empowering them to do just that. So I'm asking you, please, contact your state association leaders, review this podcast, review what's in the books, look under the oral surgery codes, and ask yourself, why would they just put under extractions that anesthesia, local anesthesia and suturing is to be included there? Ask yourself that question, why they would do that. And then see if you can get the answers from your own association. That would be interesting. I'm grateful for all of you who listen to these podcasts, and I'm grateful that you allow me to ask these questions and bring these things to your attention. And I appreciate all of you out there that are actually proactive in asking your association members questions that I bring up and being proactive with your teams and being proactive with your own business education. Every one of you. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you for being with us today. Since 2006, My Practice, My Business has been teaching dentists and their teams business skills, dental insurance contractual protocols, and state laws governing how to profitably bill patients fairly for the need-based services they provide. What's more, we guarantee our training, unlike other dental consulting companies in the industry. Simply stated, if you don't increase your net revenue, we don't get paid. We call it dental consulting the way it should be. We believe there has never been a more important time than now for dentists to experience and implement our key methods, knowledge, and business training within their dental practices. To learn more about our guaranteed, no-risk clinical business of dentistry training that is changing dental practices for the better, just go to our website, mypracticemybusiness.com, and surf our pages for additional information about our company and the services we provide. When you're ready, give us a call and get scheduled for the most profitable dental business training that you will ever experience. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you again and have a fantastic day.